Welcome everybody to the bite-sized weekly. My name's Soham, and
I'm Harish.
right. So this is our third episode already. We didn't post it yesterday or Friday because we had very important work to do.
Um, the SAT.
The SATs. Important work. So we sorry about that, but here we are. Um, and make sure to follow us on our Instagram, the Bite Sized Weekly. Just look us up, and make sure to watch this on YouTube and make sure to share this. It'll really help us out. Um, but yeah, getting into it today, what are we talking about? We're talking about
the,
education
s- the
and
stress of standardized testing. Yeah.
stress of standardized testing. Uh,
So
yeah.
I guess we'll get started then. So what do you feel when you first walk into, so yesterday, how did you feel when you first walked into the SAT? How did you?
When I took it twice. And
Yeah.
the first time I was kind of nervous. I was pretty nervous. The second time I wasn't that nervous, but the thing is, like, the environment that is created is it's not it's kind of daunting, to be honest. What about you? How'd you feel?
So yesterday was my first actually. It was something else. So I don't even think I was scared the day of. I was mainly stressed the night before,
Hmm.
of course. I think the whole week before.
Yep.
Like it was just like a lingering like thing in my chest. I was just like, okay, the SAT is coming, the SAT is coming. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God. All right. See, like right now, since we have like a 2 week period before scores come out, I'm a little bit less, stressed. I'm more jovial. And I'm just hoping, I'm wishing for the best, right?
Yeah, man.
But I think we can transition into our bite-sized discussion, right? I think this is a good discussion, like the stress of standardized testing. Like, do do tests, how much do they really affect us,
Hmm.
right? And are they really are they really important? Like, do they measure us well, right?
Yeah.
There's so many different ways you can assess people,
Yep.
right? The whole point of standardized testing is to assess how you are, like you know
Yep.
the end result, right, of all your schooling, right?
Yeah.
So how well you prepare, right? How well you do this, how well you do that. But I feel like there's more ways you can do that,
Yep.
right? Or better ways you can do that. So I was reading this article
Yep.
on from NPR. It's basically about how I think places like Khan Academy and stuff, they do stealth assessments, right? Basically where they collect all your data, right, from your questions, tests, or and like all that stuff. They basically take it and then say, okay, what can we do to make it better? How can we make you better, right?
Yep.
So instead of doing that, right, schools, right, or
Yep.
colleges can assess you based on how you've been doing over the past, like your work, right?
Yep.
But in a way, um you can just use that to assess kids instead of doing what you're doing now, right?
Yeah.
Because what you're doing is like you can make kids prepare all they need to
Yep.
right before tests, but does that really measure how well,
Yeah. So I think that's a really good point. I think that we have to look at what we're measuring, right? So you got reading, you got writing, you got math, right? So these are the three kind of core things that they measure. Whether it's College Board or whatever, any type of standardized testing, um, anywhere actually. So I think the main point of testing should be to test someone's like aptitude of in their caliber, and not just but not just to test like, oh, your math skills, but to test like your logical reasoning. Because logical reasoning is the basis of a lot. It's basically basis of everything. But the way we do it, that is a different issue, and I think this ties into the whole topic of education in general, not just standardized testing.
hmm
So I have some statistics for you here. So the NAEP, I think we had to do like some tests, like you know, like the standard, like the NJ Park and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So this kind of ties in to our economy. I love tying everything into our economy. But yeah. So I think one of the major factors of education is how much economic impact it's having, and by that I mean our productivity, right? So if we don't have a skilled workforce, right, then we are
Yeah.
not going to have a very productive economy. That's a fact.
Hmm.
Um, so, and it starts here. It starts in high school, right? What
True, true.
skills that you're gathering in high school, whether you're going to a trade school, whether you're going to college, whether you're picking up other skills, regardless of college, right? Um, so I think if we take a look at some of the statistics in I found this on the Department of Education. It says um civics, so they have a list of the percentages, I think of kids that are sufficient in that particular topic, right? Sufficient or proficient, right?
Yeah,
So if we take a look at this, and the topics are civics, economics, geography, mathematics, reading, science, technology, and engineering, U.S. history, and writing.
yeah.
None of these broke 50%.
What the
None
heck?
of them broke 50%. So at a grade 12, so there are different grades as well. For civics, let's take civics. Grade 4, 27%, grade 8, 24%, grade 12, 24%. I
Yeah.
think that's really embarrassing. I think that that's not a very good number.
I mean,
That's
yeah.
that's just civics. We have economics, and mind you, economics is there only for grade 12. And that's at a 42%. Pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm saying pretty good relative to the numbers I've seen before is 24, 27, 27, or 27, 24, 24, right? So
yeah.
42 stands out. And then geography, we have 21, 25, and 20.
Hmm.
Grade 4, 8, and 12. And this is why we have that stereotype as Americans. Like you watch those videos on YouTube, they go to like Americans, they're like, yo, like, do you know where Australia is? But I have no idea where Australia is. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Dude, I've seen so many of those videos, and I just
Right?
like I get embarrassed for them. Like
Exactly.
about a secondhand embarrassment I get from
Yeah,
that.
like this is something, and this is like I don't know what to say about it, like, because we know that Europe has a very good education system.
Like people still get Africa as like a country and not a continent. Like, dude,
Yeah.
you're
What?
and it's not even like teenagers. It's like full grown adults too,
Full grown, yeah,
right?
it's not teenagers, you're right. It's full grown adults who are participating in the economy. And if that's the level of skill, and you can say like, bro, it doesn't matter if you know Australia, where Australia is, if you're a freaking real estate agent. But no, it shows the skills and it shows the quality of education you received before.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
the United States, we're very good at higher education, right?
Yeah.
We're excellent at higher. We got Harvard, we got Yale, we got Princeton. We're one of the best in higher education.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's separate. I'm talking about quality, right? But if there's no base, think about it. Like if not everybody can afford college, then we need to have a good base, high school, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if our high school, if that level is low, then we're not gonna do very much. And especially, like we were talking about this before, we have a changing workspace and we have a changing work kind of outlook. It's not the same jobs that are here now that are gonna be there next 10 years. It's gonna move towards more computers. I can tell you that right now.
I
It,
think I think we I think what's it, standardized tests, right?
yeah,
Going back to that point, it preps us for something else other than life, right?
yeah,
It doesn't prep us for what teenagers are going to find in the outside world, right?
exactly.
That's something that we need to focus more on,
Yeah,
because like we said before, adults who don't, they're not aware of their surroundings, right? They're
yeah,
not they're just focused on, okay, say that dude he doesn't really know that much about geography, and he doesn't really
yeah,
know anything about that. So he's more focused on his job, right? And that's the only thing he's focused on.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like other students from other countries, they're probably aware, right? Like as long as we can make ourselves aware in these two things and
Yeah.
then push forward in that,
Yep.
I think we can definitely have a better workforce. We can definitely breed our new generation or the next generation
Yeah.
for.
And even I'm talking about now, because next like 7 years we're gonna be in the workforce, right?
Yeah, yeah,
We're gonna and the thing is, if you look at the United States, we don't have a federal, like, we have a Department of Education, but constitutionally, education is reserved to the states. That's why we have a disparity in the level of education. New Jersey happens to be the number one in education, I think. Don't quote me on that.
no, I think it
Uh,
is. I think it is.
Recently, yeah, like a recent study showed that, like, it's number one in education or something. But we need to. We're not just getting people from New Jersey participating in our economy,
Yeah,
right? I think look, we have at grade 4, our mathematics level is at 41%, like proficient 41. Grade 8, it's 34, and grade 12, it's 24.
wait, could you say that again? So you
I,
said
in mathematics, grade 4 is at 41% proficient, grade
okay,
8 is 34%, and grade 12 is 24% proficient.
just keeps going down. Oh my
And
god.
and where it counts, you would expect that you would get better and better and better, but unfortunately no. Like, even at a fourth grade level, that's when you're learning the basics: plus, minus, division, subtraction, multiplication, basics of logical reasoning. And that, and at grade 4 level, that's what you need, right?
Yeah,
Like, you can debate if you need calculus, right?
yeah, yeah.
That's
I mean,
something that, that's debatable. Like, what, you won't need calculus much, right?
I don't think it's the concept. I think it's well, I think it's the concept, right? Like not the actual material.
Yeah,
Like your logical thinking skills, right?
yeah,
How deep can you go,
exactly.
right? So I think it's more of that and not the actual materials that what you're
Yeah.
supposed to
and
be learning.
and look, so statistically, we are going to, apparently over here, for in I'm quoting CNBC. I think, and this is not, this is like a op-ed, I think.
Mhm.
Um, so I'm not really sure. This isn't a news channel, but it says, in 2045, when these students hit ages 29 to 39, their peak earning potential, those losses could nearly reach 150 billion dollars adjusted for inflation. So earning potential is just gonna go down like that. That means that, and why would earning potential go down? Because you don't have value, right?
Yeah,
That means you don't have the skills necessary to carry out your job, and it's going to become an increasingly smaller and smaller and smaller pool. And guess who that pool is going to be? It's going to be people with a higher income, right?
yeah, yeah.
Right. So this is going to keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller unless we mitigate that now. And we need to have more people. And that's, and wait, we can have like this small discussion. I was thinking like college, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to college. Like, college is necessary, right?
It
You need
definitely
college.
okay. I mean, people say it isn't, but you really do need
You
it.
really need college. It's really important. But let's say, but here's the thing. For In order to mitigate the threat that we don't have a fully functional, we won't have a fully, or like, functional workforce in the future. Let's say, computer science, for example, is a growing field, right? It's everything you do, you will need computers. I mean, in business, you'll need computers. Finance, you'll need computers. Anything, right?
Yeah.
Education, you'll need computers. So, if all of these things require something in computer science, I think we should start, as a country, we should start creating like certifications. You know what I mean? Because
So
what
certifications in like
computer science and
computers.
stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean, don't they already have that?
No,
Like,
they do, but that's like you already have a bachelor's degree, or like you already have a master's degree, and you're like wanting to get that extra jump to get your next promotion. So you do a Microsoft certification in the Microsoft network system, and then you
yeah,
show that to your employer, and he's like, okay, you got some extra juice, so I'm gonna put you in to the next like promotion. But what
yeah,
if, so here's the thing: 4 years to get a degree, and I'm saying, instead of that, there are more jobs, like if you think of a structure in an organization, they're the leaders and then they're the doers, and then the doers become the leaders, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So at the doer level, what if you had certifications that required a year of just study in comp sci? And
I
it's
mean,
cheaper, so more people will be able to do it. More people will be able to do it instead of 4 years, where it's very expensive, right?
I mean,
And
the experience, you have to take into account experience too, right?
yeah,
If you don't have experience, then you're not going to be able to do the job properly.
I mean, yeah,
So,
but like if you think about it, like if you look at the college, if you look at like college, then it's like 4 years, but people graduate in 3, right? And you don't really, and that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna be a leader, then yeah, go get a degree. But I'm
yeah,
saying like blue collar, more like blue collar jobs. Like let's say, okay, let's say in the 1920s, right? You could get like a high school diploma and do like work your way up from a sales guy to the CEO.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm just saying, like it's not, may not be completely true, but that's how it worked, because that experience is your value, right? So we
yeah.
need to start a baseline level of skill for a growing field, so that people are educated about, let's say, I'm just taking for example comp sci, and they go to work immediately, like after a
Okay,
year.
so basically, you're saying that you open up the field, the playing field to everyone, right?
Yeah,
You're saying
yeah,
that if everybody else, if the standards weren't so high,
yeah,
you lowered it a little bit, so that more, to
yeah,
maybe hopefully increase job opportunities for people.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, not necessarily standards. I think standards should be the same or higher, but I'm saying like uh most, I think what I was in my when I was like researching is like in the computer science in certain fields, when you initially start off bachelor, like your bachelor's degree, you're not going to use all of that education when you're just doing basic shit, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So
So okay, I think I get what you're trying to say. So you're saying that what you really need is to know instead of getting like all this general education,
yep,
go more specified,
yeah,
right?
kind of like a trade
Like
school.
okay, so okay, I kind of what you're getting at. So
Yeah,
you get like 1 year of education in that specific job or whatever you're gonna go into, right? And the more work experience you collect from that, right, is more important than really what you're
yeah,
doing in the first place or
yeah,
education in the first place.
yeah,
I mean, that could go both ways, right? Like
yeah.
what could happen is that you really need to submit this project or there's a due date for this, but you really don't know how to. I think that's going to lead to unexperienced workers who don't really know what to do because they're not educated enough and they're
Well,
um,
I think
you know
I think that if you no, but the thing, the differentiation is that you're not going to be putting those people. They're not going to get the, because look, in our system, which values value over anything else, you're going to know exactly how much value you have, and you're going to get employed exactly for that value that you hold. You know what I mean?
mhm,
Right now, what's
yeah,
happening is your value is up here, maybe, but the job, actual job is down there. That's why right
yeah,
now we're
yeah.
facing a crisis where they're like, you need for entry level jobs 10 years of experience. Like, how am I going to get 10 years of experience if it's an entry level job? Right. So there, we need to
Yeah.
section off levels. And what this will do is uplift an entire group of people who don't have like job opportunities. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have people working in, okay, maybe let's say automation is happening, right? Everything is like robots do what we have, let's say 15,000 people. I'm not saying that's a small amount. 15,000 people lose their jobs because of increasing automation. 15,000, it grows to over 4 years to 30,000, right? So what are you going to do with that 30,000 people if you increase the opportunities in education, right? If you say course in 1 year in computer science, you do that course, it's less than a bachelor's degree, right? Because you're not paying for 4 years of education. And look, if you're a college, do you'll get more money because more people, not just undergrads, but more people will be coming to you to get their education.
but the thing is that, so say you're in med, right?
Oh
Every
no,
little
not
bit
for
of
med, bro. Not for med. Not for med.
Definitely. Yeah, that's the thing. I was about
There's
to say.
certain
So
professions that should not, because I'm not educated on like like medical. Like I want my
I
doctor.
think definitely computer software, something like that.
Yeah,
Not just computer software, like in any other job, right?
because
Something that the standards are way too high,
yeah,
right? That you can maybe lower a little bit, and that
yeah,
you can learn on the way by more experienced people,
yep,
right? Just to open up more job opportunities is definitely maybe a good thing,
yeah,
um, because nobody's perfect, right? Nobody's gonna, I'm not fully sure about this, but I don't feel like everybody's gonna instantly know what to do as soon as they're like, getting into a new job, right?
yeah,
Of course, like you should know the work that you're assigned,
yeah,
right? But you're always going to need help, right?
yeah.
And you're always learning new things on the way
Of
too,
course.
right? So
Yeah.
you could definitely, that could definitely be a thing in the future,
And
right?
we're
To
so
open up.
good as America, as a capitalistic society. We're so good at assigning value to people and their skills, right?
Yeah.
Because look, at the end of the day, it's about profit. And if it's about profit, then you're going to do whatever it takes to be efficient. So let's say you have 1 year degree, right? And
Mhm.
instead of having, let's say in a team of software engineers or whatever, you have four people who have bachelor's degrees, right? They clearly have more potential
Yeah.
at an entry level, right? So what you have is now you have an entire workforce who has that 1 year credit certification, right? And now you can assign that to there and bump up the entry level for bachelor. Basically, in a way, giving more value to the bachelor's degree
Hmm.
because you know what I mean. Um, and just making our economy, reinvigorating it with skilled workers. And this is, I'm just saying computer science. I have no idea about computer science, but I'm just saying as a example, computer science. Let's say like business or something like that. 1 year in
Yeah.
business, you can work, you can develop experience. Like it's not like you're just gonna be like you're gonna be working within your skill set because a company like Walmart is not gonna assign you like Walmart corporate is not gonna assign you to do something that you're not good at because they need profit and they're not gonna waste time and money on you, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They know they're a very smart organization, so they're gonna assign you to what you can do.
That could definitely work out on as long as, I guess it makes sense.
And it's good. I think for colleges too, if colleges have right now they're getting what like masters and undergrad, right? So you
And
have they have a set every year. Okay, these many people are going to apply. But now you have like okay, 1 year. 1 year is not a long time. I'm not. I'm just spitballing. 1 year, 2 years, 1 2 years not a long time. So now you have adults who are gonna maybe come for that certifications, right? Who
Mhm.
are maybe like and a lot of people like let's say you did one job, right? But now you're seeing that prospect is not increasing. So you do that for 1 or 2 years. That's not going to take much time away from you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
let's say you're 28 and you want to shift. So you'd be like what 30, 29, 30. And that's possible. It makes our workforce more flexible.
Yeah. Yeah. That definitely makes sense. I don't know if you want to move on to the next topic that we have, because I mean, we have a good amount of time here,
How
right?
much time has it been?
I think it's been
Started at 20
it's
minutes?
9:15, so it's been about, you know 20 minutes.
Yeah. What you want? Okay. I'm asking the
I'm thinking
audience.
that,
I'm
yeah.
asking the audience here. What do you guys prefer? Would you guys prefer longer ones or do you guys prefer shorter ones? Because right, we just had a great discussion right now. Do you guys want to see like another one, or do we upload these in segments if you don't have the attention span? Because I don't have the attention span,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah, I don't think I could watch, like, 35-minute videos
35
on
minute videos.
there's people, like, of course it's interesting, but you know, people got other things to do, you know.
Yeah. Wait.
I
So do
mean,
you want
if
to
you
end it
do you
here
want
or whatever you
uh,
want to do?
I think we could end it here. Right?
Want
I
to end
think
it?
it's fine.
That's great. This is what I love about podcasts, man. This is we didn't talk about this before, but it's
None of
fun
it's
because
scripted.
it's not
The
scripted. Like
important the important thing is that everything is natural, right?
yeah,
Because if it's scripted, then it's no fun,
there's no
right?
fun
Like,
in
it's
it.
not fun for us either, right?
Exactly.
So okay, I think it's fine. We can just start doing discussions from now on if you want.
Yeah. This is a great discussion. If you want to end it off,
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to our weekly podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. And please tune in next time.
Right. Thank
Peace.
you guys. Peace.